Hi everyone. Today we are going to be talking all things pain. So, pain is a Sandler technique to really get to the root of somebody's problems, how it's making them feel, how much it's costing them, so they truly start to understand how much they need you and how important it is that you get there, whether you're interviewing for a job, career. You get there and they think, wow, I do have this massive problem with employee retention. Or you start the pain funnel by asking them, why is this position open? Oh, actually, the previous person in this role ended up leaving because their values didn't align with the company more. Oh, can you tell me more about that? Can you be more specific? How long had that been a problem? You bring them down the pain funnel. Very similar. This is huge for my entrepreneurs out there. If somebody is wanting to use your services, you really want to get them down to what their pain is. People buy emotionally, whether that's taking you on as an employer at their company, deciding to use your service instead of somebody else's. You want to get them to that emotional state where they realize the pain that they're in. If you think back to your 30-second commercial, we have you actually list out some pains that either you've noticed in your research with companies or the reason for why you are starting a particular business. You list out those pains. Now we want to figure out, okay, what are their specific pains? In this section, you heard it from the Sandler video, and I've typed it out a couple of times, but this is not where you solve their problems and list all your features and benefits. The whole point and magic of the pain funnel is making sure people know you are actively listening. This gets the client or prospect to talk 70% of the time versus that 30% of the time. People remember what they said, how you made them feel. So just keep that in mind. We want them talking, and this is to get more information out of them so you can really tailor how in the future you can help them. And then they're like, wow, this person is confident. They know what they're talking about without listing everything you've ever done that is going to help them, or without spilling your candy in the lobby, calling their baby ugly. You don't want to make it seem like you can solve all their problems right away. That's what they're working on. They're trying to hire someone to do that. But you don't want to be like, oh, yeah, I've solved that before. That's easy. Because they're like, well, I've been trying to do that for the last couple of months. It's actually not easy. So this is all to get that person to talk. You are an active listener. You have to resist the urge when they say they have a problem with time management. You need to resist the urge to jump in and solve that problem. In, I believe, module 7 is questioning strategies. You're going to watch a video that is so relatable, it kind of hurts on sometimes, even if the answer to the solution to the problem is glaring and it's right there and it's so obvious, people just want to be heard and understood. Listen, ask questions, get them to talk more. That is all what the pain funnel is about. And while you are in the pain funnel using it on somebody, it can also be used in your home life. Think about a time where if you have a spouse, they came home and were like, I'm having such a problem with my work. Oh, can you tell me more about that? Can you be more specific? Oh, how long has that been going on with your coworker? What have you tried to do about that? Did any of it work? So instead of just going in to solve a problem, they're truly feeling heard and listened to. Try it with your kids, your spouses, your friends. It really does work to build that bonding and rapport that people are going to need before they buy from you. During the pain funnel, it's really important your mindset stays curious, skeptical, and emotionally detached. So you don't want to start to add in your own emotions to their pain as you're going down the funnel. You don't want to be like, oh man, oh, that sounds horrible. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't add in your own emotions. Stay emotionally detached as they go through that, because you don't want to sway how they feel either way. You want to truly get, just like the iceberg, you want to get to that part that's not seen, what their true emotions are. So I'm just going to give you an example. I will be making another video of myself and an alumni kind of role playing the pain funnel so you can see it. But I just give an example when you are in an interview. So let's say somebody asks you the STAR question, do you prefer close or loose supervision? Oh, that's a great question. I'm just wondering, do you have a preference at your company? Oh, actually, we do prefer close supervision. Oh, can you tell me more about that? I'm playing both people here, so just try to follow along. But can you tell me more about that? Yeah, we actually prefer close supervision because we were having some issues with some managers who had less supervision with their employees and more of a loose style. Oh, can you give me an example? Yeah, one time we had a manager who just set deadlines for their employees, but didn't really catch up with them, didn't set any goals throughout the deadlines, and we were just finding that their projects were not getting completed. Oh, how long had that been a problem? Oh, it had been a problem for about 3 months. And what did you try to do about that? Well, we sat down with the manager and we talked them through different ways that they could make sure that their employees were getting their projects done on time, maybe setting up weekly meetings. But we couldn't get through to the manager. And so did that work? It actually didn't work. And that's why this position is open, because we end up having to let them go. So how much do you think that cost you? Side note, hint, hint, money is a big thing for businesses. So they could say cost you in terms of feelings, emotions, but just if they can give you a price, say, oh, it cost us about $20,000 because we ended up losing our contract with Boeing, who we were trying to complete the project for. Oh, and how did that make you feel? It made me really, really frustrated and worried, because now I have my supervisor on me thinking I'm not doing my job because this project didn't get finished. So I am honestly really worried. And have you given up trying to deal with it? No, that's actually why we brought you in today. Insane. So from that, you started with what kind of supervision do they prefer? And instead of going right in and answering that STAR question, because what if you answer totally differently than what you want to clarify really what that company, what their pains are and what their needs are. Then you can decide, oh, they want super close supervision. Like some companies track people's bathroom breaks. If you love that minute to minute structure, that is perfect. We have companies for you. But a lot of people want more of that loose supervision. So now you've kind of found out a ton about that company just by asking questions, that they had problems losing contracts and getting things done on time. They had issues with that loose supervision. And now the person hiring you is pretty darn frustrated, and they're pretty eager to get someone in there who they feel will solve that pain for them. So that's just an example in an interview about how you can use the pain funnel, but it is so applicable to every aspect of your life. It's just so much about getting to the person's real, true, personal pain. It's so powerful for both job seekers and entrepreneurs, because when you're selling a product, you want to get to why that person truly needs it. And if you get them to that emotional state where they say, oh my gosh, I really need to buy this new house, and I've been so frustrated thinking that I'll never be able to buy my dream home. Now you've kind of got them where you can help them figure out that you can solve that pain. They're frustrated. They're determined to get to that next step. And that's really what you want to figure out. When I talk to veterans about the program or spouses, a lot of times I will take them down a pain funnel because I want them to realize that they need this program. So taking them down, if they say, yeah, I just had a kind of a frustrating time with my career search. Oh, can you tell me more about that? Can you be more specific? And during that whole thing, I didn't give it one single solution, but by asking more questions and drawing out more information, I know where I can tailor my conversation to next, but they also have more confidence in me that I'm going to be able to help them solve those pains. Um, so make sure you're really applying this, trying it, take a step back, listen, and I will also be uploading another video going through an example with an alumni. Thanks.